Welcome to Caseware Quick Vids for GAAP Financials. In this quick vid, I will demonstrate the features available to help you create alternate statement formats. Please note, this quick vid will not cover detailed formatting and feature options. The options I will show will be applicable to all the knowledge libraries. However, the Note library has a few additional features which can be viewed in the quick vid, creating alternative formats for notes. I will demonstrate the 4 features available to help you customize the formats you will use in your financial statements. These 4 areas are: first, to decide the entity types that you support. Second is to review the caseware content and select the content you would like to make available to staff. 3 is going to be to create your own unique firm content if necessary. And 4 is going to set content you would like to auto-generate by entity type. Once in the Knowledge Library section of the Firm Financial Options, you will decide on the entity types you support. By setting up entity types, you can have alternate formats be generated depending on the entity type selected by the staff member. To define the entities, use the Entity Management feature. Click on the drop-down to bring up a list of entities supported by financials. Select from this drop-down entities you do not wish to make available to your users. By default, they are all set as available. I'm going to select Other 2. Once it is selected, using the checkbox, I can make this entity unavailable. Notice, Other 2 is not available. The second step will be to review the caseware content that is included out of the box. Each component of the financial statements will have its own set of predefined format types. This means that there may be no need for you to create your own custom content, and you can use caseware content as is. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to select to review the statement of income. Once selected, you are brought to a screen that looks very similar to the financial statements. In order to review the content, select the Select Available Content button. Alternatively, you can select this option from the document drop-down. Within the Select Available Content dialog, you will notice Caseware has provided 3 yearly and 2 quarterly formats. To view this content, select each of the formats and use the Preview Content window to review. Please note the checkbox must be selected to review the content. Let's create an example of how this process works. I look at Format 1 and I decide, yes, this is exactly what I am looking for, and I will leave it as is. Looking at Format 3, I decide, no, my users will never need this type of income statement. Unchecking the box will hide this view from the users, and they will never be able to add this format to the financial statements. I now look at Format 2 and decide, this format needs a little bit of modification to meet my specific requirements and needs. Keeping that in mind, I select OK. I have now successfully completed Step 2. I have reviewed the caseware content and selected the content I would like to make available to users. I am now going to begin Step 3 and create a unique customized statement format. Select the button Add New Firm Content, or alternatively, access it from the document drop-down. You are now shown all the possible formats you can use to base your new firm format on. Remember how I wanted to modify Format 2? Select the radio button for Format 2 and select OK. The format is added to the Knowledge Library, and now I can begin the process of using the Financials interface and features to make a unique customized firm format. An important step to complete is to provide a name for this statement format that all the users will recognize. If, for example, I need an additional format for a subsidiary or an industry-specific format, once again, select the Add New Content button. I can now see there is a firm-created format. I can now base any additional formats off this statement, which I've already set up with most of the customizations required for my specific needs. Select the checkbox and click OK. If I minimize the first format by selecting the Minimize button, you will notice an additional income statement format has been inserted into the library. Once all the custom formats are done, I will complete Step 4, which is to set the content I wish to auto-generate based on the entity type. To do this, select the Content to Auto-Generate button or access it from the document drop-down. In the Set Content to Auto-Generate by Entity dialog, there are several radio buttons shown. Each of these radio buttons represents a different entity selected to be made available using the Entity Management tool in Step 1. Holding the mouse over each of these radio buttons will display the entity type associated with it. For example, I may require private limited companies and partnerships to use the new firm format I created when they first generate their financial statements. To do this, I select these two radio buttons. Once the selections have been made, select OK. I have now completed the steps necessary for successfully reviewing, creating, and setting content to auto-generate in the knowledge libraries. Selecting the back button will return me to the firm financial options. It is important to point out these procedures can be done in all the libraries. To view financial statements, content management, and other features for notes to the financial statements, please see the quick vid, Creating Alternative Formats for Notes. Thank you for watching Caseware Quick Vids.